Just over an hour after we learned that the suspected shooter inside of the Four Seasons was apprehended. On the scene there, we saw two Grady ambulances. One we believe that the suspected shooter was in, another one with an officer. Police Chief Darren Shearbaum saying that after the press conference, that was going to be his next stop, going to Grady Hospital to check on the condition of this officer.
And that is where we find our Grace King at this hour. Grace, what can you tell us? Have you seen an increased law enforcement presence out there at Grady?
Not yet. It's pretty quiet here outside of Grady, but it's about 3 miles south of the Four Seasons Hotel where that shooting took place. We heard from the chief, like you mentioned, not too long ago. He said both the suspected shooter and an APD officer were taken here. What we know so far is that suspected shooter, he is stable. He is being treated here. He might have been experiencing some kind of mental health emergency, according to the police chief. The officer has not been identified, but the chief did say his injuries are not life-threatening. They probably got here before we did, which is why it's so quiet here. But like you mentioned, the chief is on his way. We expect to see him and some of the other officers showing up in support sooner rather than later.
Right, Grace, thank you so much for that report. We'll, of course, continue to check back with you to see what other developments come from the hospital. Again, this is a ongoing investigation. A lot of pieces still to gather and unfold here as police work to figure out what actually happened, why it happened. And then also we understand that the GBI is now a part of this investigation. As we understand, 2 officers at least fired weapons as a part of this situation.
And we do know, I mean, multiple times they've confirmed that they believe that this started off as some type of mental health situation. The man, the suspect here, Jay Stevensberger, 70 years old, a resident of the Four Seasons on the 33rd floor there. Cody detailing kind of details of this apartment. The police saying that he shot multiple rounds inside of that apartment, and then they believe at least 1 shot fired off of the balcony. You're talking 34 floors up. That's a very scary situation for a lot of people in that area, but good news to report tonight that the area is not necessarily clear. There's still an investigation going on, but no possible threat there anymore.